As best you can, Mr. Sementilli, what do you recall Deborah Obad said to you about money in that call?
So Deborah said, Monica is freaking out about money because her and the girls are not going to have any. Now that my dad's gone and there's no paycheck. Then Deborah tells me, you, which is me, have a lot of life insurance coming to you, and that I said to Monica, Deborah says to Monica, that Lou will help with money by giving some of this to them. And I'm on the other phone like, okay. I just don't really know what to say at the moment, but that's what happened.
Let me ask you about that. So it was Deborah who said, you have a lot of life insurance coming.
I was on the phone with Deborah, so yes.
And she said that to you?
She said that to me.
Okay. And Deborah told you that you had some kind of policy that money was coming directly to you?
Yes, through conversations she must have had with other people who knew, presumably Monica. Yes, she was telling me about this life insurance that's coming to me separate because of my dad's previous marriage. And that was also specifically mentioned, yes.
Okay, by Deborah.
By Deborah.
And you don't know at that point or any point where she got that information. You just know that Deborah was the one who was telling you that there was a separate life insurance policy and you were going to be a beneficiary of that.
Yes, and that I was to give some of this to Monica.
You're saying that Deborah, in that phone call, told you that you were supposed to give money to Monica?
Yes, and not even that I was supposed to, but that she assured Monica that I would.
She told you that, Deborah told you that she had assured Monica that you would give her money from your life insurance?
That's correct.
And that was that very first phone call?
That's correct.
Okay. And you're sure of that?
I'm correct. Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
So it was Deborah who told you about a separate life insurance policy, and it was Deborah who said to you that you should give some of the money to Monica from that life insurance policy.
So just that last part, the language, it was already presumed that I was going to give the money.
So she told you were going to give the money?
Yes. So it was almost as if Deborah was recounting a conversation she had with Monica to me.
But you don't know that, right?
I don't know what.
You don't know that Monica and Deborah ever had a conversation, correct?
I don't know it with absolute certainty.
Correct.
However, she knew things that she couldn't have possibly known without.
Your Honor, I would object. He's speculating about
What's his name?
Your Honor.
I ruled aye.
Thank you. Mr. Sementilli, in that first call where Deborah, you said, told you in a way that presumed you were going to give money from this separate insurance policy that you never knew anything about to Monica. You, in fact, later complained to the detectives that you thought it was presumptuous of Deborah Obad to tell you something about giving money, as if it was she expected you to do it, correct?
Correct. What was presumptuous was that she was answering on my behalf about something that I didn't know about or even know that, I just thought this is a little bit strange topic of conversation to be happening an hour after my father was murdered. Yes, very strange to bring this up at all, yeah.
Okay. And isn't it true, Mr. Sementilli, that when Deborah at some point passed the phone to Monica, what she said to you was, don't worry, your dad's going to take care of you, or your dad is taking care of you. Isn't that correct?
I can restate what was said to me if you'd like.
Yes.
Yes. So when the phone was...
First of all, is that correct, that she said your dad's going to take care of you?
I'm confused. Counsel, when you say she, which of the two women are you referring to?
Ms. Sementilli.
When Monica came on the phone,
Yes.
she said, your dad took care of you, there's lots of money coming to you, you'll be able to buy a house, you'll be able to buy a car.
Okay. She talked to you about continuing in school?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. So your dad's going to take care of you. There'll be money to buy a house, money to go to school.
There's money coming to you,
Okay.
yeah.
And she never said anything about life insurance, correct?
No, this is what she's talking about. She's talking about the life
No,
insurance.
you believed it was what she was talking about, but she never said anything about life insurance specifically, correct?
So whether or not she said those two words, life and insurance, to me, it didn't matter because I knew what she was talking about,
Okay.
especially the fact that Deborah was on a moment before talking about this life insurance. So yes, she was talking about the life insurance.
Thanks for being clear about that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. And after she told you this, did you have any other conversation with Monica?
That night, specifically?
Yes.
I don't believe so.
Okay. And when you were on the phone with Monica, you said she was hyperventilating?
Yes.
Okay. And I think you tell me the conversation lasted how long?
It wasn't very long. It was 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Okay. So you made immediate plans to come down to Los Angeles?
After the murder,
Yes.
as a family, we came down, yeah.
Yes. Okay. And you got down there when?
I don't remember the exact day. I'm sure this is all on the record there. I attended the events that were here. Yeah.
Okay. And at some point, you stayed how long when you were down in Los Angeles?
For that funeral, I want to say it was probably like 5 days, 5 or 6 days, and then we all went back to Ontario.
And did you come back again?
The next time after that I came back to California was for Baker's guilty sentencing, which was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Let me bring in criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Rob Corbett. Of course, Rob, thank you for joining us today and watching along with us. So I think I would be very bothered if I were the son of the victim that my stepsister, the daughter of the defendant in the case, basically came to me and said, hey, and just assumed by his description that I was going to agree with the division of the life insurance money in the way that was dictated. He, I think, presumed by the actual defendant. But I don't know if that's enough to get it there. I don't know if that's enough to say this was her clear motive and she killed him. What are your thoughts?
First off, thank you for having me. But yes, I agree with your assessment. Regarding the son who is testifying, it's natural for him to feel some type of animosity toward the defendant as well as to the defendant's daughter. But it is in my opinion, that's going to be a hard hill to climb for the prosecution. They are trying to say that this is about murder, it's about money, it's about an illicit affair. Those are strong, powerful motives in any type of criminal case. But when you have the co-defendant who has pled no contest and is saying that the defendant on trial was not involved in this, it's going to make it a difficult prosecution. It's going to make it a difficult hurdle for the prosecution to get over that and to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt.
I don't disagree with you. So my question is, if you were the defense attorney in this case, would you continue the cross-examination, or would you feel maybe I should stop asking questions and simply argue in closing argument what you just said, which of course there's animosity, understandably, but he didn't add anything to the state's case? Or would you keep going along these questions to try to draw more out of him?
If it was me, I would attack the motive at least a little bit, because you want to show the jury that, yes, she wasn't the perfect wife. She had this affair, but the motive that the prosecution is alleging, that this was about money, I would try to attack that to show that she had conversations with the son, but she was not talking explicitly about this life insurance policy. And I would probably move on and save the bulk of that for closing argument.
Yeah, good point. I think there's a lot to be said in this closing argument because there are a lot of facts going on with different witnesses in this case. Stay with us, Rob. We need to take a break. When we come back, of course, we will get you back inside the courtroom for more testimony.
No credit hit.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Ashley Wilcott. Thank you so much for being with us. We are following the California murder trial against Monica Sementilli. She's accused of planning and carrying out the murder of her husband, Fabio, to continue her secret love affair and to cash in on Fabio's life insurance policy. Let's go back in where we left off with Fabio's son still on the stand. His name is Luigi. He's facing cross-examination by the defense.
Down, you never came back to Los Angeles after that first service that you came down to in Los Angeles, correct?
That's correct. I did not go again to Los Angeles between February of 2017 and July of 2023.
Okay. You testified earlier, Mr. Sementilli, about a separate life insurance policy that your dad had purchased where you were the sole beneficiary.
Yep.
Correct?
Yes, correct.
And you learned about that for the first time from Deborah Obad that night.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And your dad had purchased it after, I understand from the year of purchase, after he and Monica were together?
He got that life insurance after he and my mom separated. As per Canadian law, at the time, he had to set up that life insurance for me.
And he set up that life insurance after he and Monica were together, correct?
I don't know that. I don't know when it was set up. To my knowledge, it was about the divorce between him and my mom. So
I'm just asking you when, if you know.
Oh, I don't know when. So I didn't even know it existed until I received it, basically. So,
Okay.
no, I don't know.
And once you knew it had existed, you learned that there was what kind of policy? You said a Manulife policy?
The company was Manulife, I believe. Yeah.
Manulife?
Manulife, yeah.
And you were the beneficiary, correct? Mm-hmm. And how much money was coming to you from that policy?
So that initial policy from my mom and dad's divorce from the early 90s was $150,000 Canadian.
$150,000 Canadian.
That's right.
And you actually, you learned of it the night he died, and you filed a claim with Manulife, correct, February 9th?
File a claim with Manulife?
Yes.
Did I file a claim with Manulife?
Yes.
I don't recall. What I remember is just a check showing up at my door, to be honest with you. I don't really recall reaching out or having an issue or having to deal with Manulife in that regard. I just remember it kind of just came to my door randomly one day.
Mr. Sementilli, when you filed the claim with Manulife, you received money from that claim?
Your Honor, I would object. Assumes facts not.
I'm sorry.
Sustained.
I'm sorry. I'll go back. Mr. Sementilli, at some point you received a check from Manulife, correct?
That's correct. The $150,000 from Manulife that was set in life insurance when my mom and dad divorced.
And you received that in March of 2017.
It sounds correct. Yeah.
So you're saying that you're not sure who filed a claim or who asked that the monies be paid, but in March of 2017, in fact, you received the benefits from that life insurance policy.
I'm going to object, Your Honor, again. It assumes facts and
Sustained.
not evidence.
Did you receive money from Manulife for the insurance policy?
Objection. Ask and answer.
So,
Did you?
I did.
And you received that, you think, in March?
Around that time, yeah.
Okay. And you, in fact, made the claim and dealt with the claim yourself, correct?
Objection again, Your Honor. This has been asked and answered.
no, it assumes fact
facts,
not
not
evidence, counsel.
evidence.
Excuse me. It assumes fact not evidence. Sustained.
Make the claim?
Sir.
Oh, okay.
Do you recall how the claim was made?
No, I don't. I received a $150,000 check.
Counsel, there was no evidence that a claim was made.
Do you know how you were paid from the Manulife policy?
I received a check at my door with my name on it.
Okay. You, in fact, Mr. Sementilli, sent a series of texts to Miss Sementilli about you making a claim and processing a claim. Isn't that right?
It may have been the case that I had to send a death certificate.
Okay. Might it refresh your recollection to see the text where you're talking about processing the claim with Manulife?
By all means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Counsel, can I see?
Yes. Showing you,
Your Honor, again, I'm going to object. This is not inconsistent, so it's not impeachment, and therefore it's hearsay.
Right, it's not in for impeachment yet. So rule.
do you see a text that you sent to Monica Sementilli?
Yep.
And does that refresh your recollection about talking about receiving life insurance?
So I'm going to
Your Honor,
stop.
I'm going to object. There's no indication he needed his memory refreshed.
That was not the,
regarding-
excuse me a second, that was not the original purpose of refreshing his memory.
Precisely.
It was relating to a claim.
Yes.
Understood?
Yes.
I've got the text.
It's fine, ask the proper question.
Yes, Your Honor. And showing you this text that you sent, it looks like 2/5, I'm blind. Mm-hmm. Is that
2-9.
2/9? Can you review that text about processing a claim for insurance? Does
Yeah,
that
I mean-
refresh your recollection?
Sure, it's one line of text that says, I dealt with Manulife, the claim is being processed. I think I maybe recall having to send them a death certificate as standard procedure for this kind of thing. But like when you say like make a claim, I just sent them a PDF and then they gave me the check to the door, right? I dealt with Manulife, the claim is being processed.
And that was when?
This says February 9th.
Okay. So 3 weeks after your dad died, you were somehow interacting with Manulife, and you were relaying to Monica that Manulife was processing the claim.
That's correct, yeah. Now, at this time as well, I want to add.
Well, but
oh,
if
can
I
not?
may, you
Oh,
can add. You
I can add?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes.
Okay, sure. It was being suggested by Monica and everyone in my life to, be proactive about these matters. So, yeah, definitely. Here, exactly as it says, on February 9th, I dealt with Manulife, the claim is being processed. Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem.
And in fact, after you were paid that life insurance, you at some point also learned that you were the beneficiary of a life insurance policy through your dad's company, correct?
Through MetLife, that's correct.
Okay. And you had a series of communications with your stepmom about the claim being filed for you, your sisters, your two half-sisters, and Monica, correct?
I don't recall that. Can you repeat the question again?
During that time period, after you had been paid for the Manulife policy, I think you testified earlier that you had a series of conversations with Monica,
Yes.
not on the phone, but mostly text,
Yes.
about the claim being filed and processed for the policy your dad had at the company.
That's correct.
Okay.
That was all in relation to Monica wanting her portion to be paid out. I was not involved.
All right, I think he's stealing the show. He's very likable. He has lots of information. What does the jury think of him? Of course, we'll have to wait and see. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you back inside the courtroom. Stay tuned.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, unpacking today's closing arguments in the deadly son murder trial. We're live with the very latest as deliberations get underway.
Closing Arguments with Vinnie Politan, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
A 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell found dead on her family's compound.
This case is unlike anything I've ever been involved in.
Her own teenage mother charged with little Evelyn's murder. Now.
Welcome back. We want to bring you news about the jury in the Colin Griffith case. This is the case in which he's accused of killing his mother. There he is, 17 years old. The jury's been deliberating about 4 hours, 45 minutes, and we have learned that they are being sent home for the day. They do not have a verdict yet. They did have a question earlier, wanting to hear testimony from two of the neighbors, and the court said you're going to have to rely on your collective memory because we don't have a recording of all of that, and see what the jury will do. So they've been sent home for the day. They will be back tomorrow to deliberate, and of course Court TV will be following from that. Now let's go back to California versus Monica Sementilli, and we're hearing testimony from a key witness. This is the son of the victim in the case. The state says that Monica conspired with her lover to kill her husband Fabio in order to gain his life insurance policy. But Monica maintains her innocence, saying that she didn't have anything to do with Fabio's death. Luigi is the son. He's still on cross-examination by the defense. Let's go back in.
Dealing with that red tape or with those claims, with the MetLife check, once again, it was one of those situations where I go to my door one day and there's a massive check here with my name on it. And then when I relayed that to Monica as well, then there was a lot of frustration and coming on because she had not received hers.
Mr. Sementilli, am I correct that when you referred to those communications before and Ms. Silverman showed you pictures that Monica had sent to you of columns, portions of columns, those columns were for you and Jessica and Bella, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So there was communication about monies that you and Jessica Bella were expected to be received.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I got caught up on the making the claim language is what caught me up on the last one. But everything you just said is correct.
Okay. And did you send in any paperwork for the claim that was made on that policy that you and Jessica and Bella and Monica would receive?
I don't believe so. Again, it was one of those weird situations where I'm at home and to my door comes a check for $259,000. And I didn't know, I knew that something was to come. I didn't know when it was going to come. I had an idea of how much, thanks to this document that I saw 5-6 times. But yeah, it just kind of showed up one day. Yeah, I don't recall, yeah.
You testified earlier that when you received the money from Manulife, did I hear you say that you thought Monica was upset?
Yeah, whenever, it seemed to me that in general, whenever another beneficiary that was not Monica received money that was due to them, yeah, frustration, impatience would arise because she was being withheld from hers.
And when did that conversation take place?
Those sentiments, I don't know if I want to say a conversation took place, but we'll say whenever it was brought up that I got the MetLife, that the manual, whatever, it was, immediately the tone changed. It was like, when did you get it? How much was it? I wonder why they're not doing it for me. I'm going to have to reach out to them here. I've got a meeting with them on this day. It was a bunch of goings-ons about her receiving hers, and then that was going on for months. So naturally, when someone came in and said, hey, I got mine, frustration occurred, yeah.
And are you saying that took place in the conversation when she learned that you had gotten the payment from Manulife?
That was one of the, for sure, that was definitely a watershed, one of those moments, yes. That was an emblematic moment.
Okay, but the first time you told her that you got the Manulife policy was on March 6th, correct?
Are we referring to the text messages again?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you sent a text to Monica, correct?
Yes, right here.
And you said the first insurance lump came tonight, did you?
Yes.
Okay. And you said, feels weird seeing 6 digits there. Okay.
I was a broke college student, so that was very weird, yeah.
Okay. But Monica's reaction was she was happy for you.
So that's what the first line says. But then it's, then the rest of the message is just like, things are not good on my end. I haven't gotten my thing yet. That's basically the gist of this, is things are taking much longer here, but hopefully, but sure, what else is she going to say? I'm not happy for you?
Mr. Sementilli, I just want to be fair. You said to Monica, Monica said to you in reaction to receiving a text where you told her you had received the Manulife policy. Monica responded, it looks like within a couple of minutes, and she responded, "Good for you, Luigi. I'm so happy."
Yeah.
That's how she responded, correct?
It's in here in front of both of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Sementilli, in fact, in your communications with Monica, which you say were mostly in text after that, between March and June of 2017, there were a number of times where you asked her to give you a status on the insurance, correct?
Sure.
You a number of times reached out and asked, has there been any progress?
Yes.
What's happening?
Yep.
And she responded to you, correct?
Yes.
So it wasn't Monica just reaching out to you about insurance. You were actually initiating contact with her to ask about the status of life insurance.
That's right, because she was my family member who was saying to me that she was on hard times financially speaking. So this was the bulk of her headaches and frustration she was dealing with at the time, was trying to get this life insurance for her. So naturally, I'm going to check in, and when I do, I'm going to say, what's the latest? How are things going? What's the red tape you're dealing with today? Have you received what's due to you yet? So yes, to that end, I did say that, yeah.
Still with us, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Rob Corbett. Listen, Rob, a jury is sitting there listening to all of this testimony. Has the defense now gone too far?
I would say yes, especially when you think of it in terms, jurors typically have an attention span, studies show about maybe 20 to 30 minutes. When you are on cross-examination, you want to look at it in terms of what things were said during direct examination that hurt my theory of the case, and then you want to attack that. I think the defense made some points, but by continuing to belabor this topic, it may get lost in the weeds, so to speak, in that they're spending too much time of where they just need to address. Both of you talked about the insurance policy, and then go back to your main point of you have no knowledge that she was involved in the conspiracy or no knowledge she was involved in the killing at all. And then I probably would move on from this witness.
And Rob, I have to wonder this. Do you think the jury is at all thinking, okay, money motive, you've suggested that, state, but the more the state focuses on money is the motive, I think I might be thinking, well, then where's the evidence she actually committed the crime, the forensic evidence, all of those pieces. So I think that the state also has to be careful not to go too far.
Exactly. I'd agree with that as well, because they're hearing money is important. They are hearing that about this affair. And at some point, it's going to get to where the jury's going to say, okay, but what else is there? I need to hear something that actually connects her to the murder outside of the fact that she's a bad spouse.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you, as always, Rob Corbett, for joining us. Always appreciate all of your expertise. Coming up next, stay with us. We will have more testimony in the celebrity stylist murder trial for Monica Sementilli. Plus, a verdict has been reached in the Hollywood overdose murder trial for Hollywood producer David Pierce. We'll have all that and more coming up right after the break. Stay with us, Court TV, your front row seat to justice.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Michael Ayala.
And I'm Judge Ashley Wilcott. The jury has gone without reaching a verdict in the deadly son murder trial of 17-year-old Colin Griffith. He's accused of stabbing his mother to death last September, but claimed it was self-defense. Now, the jury began deliberating just before noon. They deliberated for a little bit more than 4 hours, and if he is convicted, he does face up to life in prison without parole.
Court TV's newest case kicked off today with opening statements in the Dog Park murder trial of Gerald Radford. Now, he's accused of killing John Lay in February of last year. After they got into a confrontation, the prosecution plans to seek a hate crime enhancement if Radford is convicted because witnesses claim that Radford harassed Lay with homophobic slurs.
And in California, the son of famed Hollywood hairstylist Fabio Sementilli takes the stand in the celebrity stylist murder trial. Luigi Sementilli is the stepson of the defendant, Monica Sementilli, the son of Fabio, the victim in the case. And the defendant is charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder in the death of Fabio back in January of 2017.
During testimony today, Luigi testified that he heard his father and Monica arguing about her alleged extramarital affairs. Luigi also told the jury that on the day his father was killed, the defendant was, quote, freaking out about money. That was coming to him from Fabio's life insurance policy. We're going to head back into court now where Luigi is still on cross-examination.
You talked earlier, Mr. Sementilli, about your dad being cremated. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to be clear, did you not tell other family members, your Aunt Morella specifically, that your dad had wanted to be cremated?
Did I tell them?
Yeah.
No, because I did not know that to be true.
Okay. So as you testify here today, you didn't know, you'd never spoken to your dad about what his wishes were or what he wanted should he pass away?
No, not to my knowledge, and there was never, no, he never said definitively, nor was it written down in any, last will or anything like that. I don't ever recall having a conversation with my dad where he says, yes, I absolutely need to be cremated. I don't recall ever having a conversation like that.
And you never had a conversation with your dad at any time about what he did want or not want, correct?
We probably talked about death more than the average father-son relationship, but I can't recall anywhere, on my heart where it says, my dad said this to me and he was very serious about it. I don't have that anywhere there. So, okay. Yeah. So I suppose the answer is no, I don't, yeah.
I appreciate your honesty. And you also talked about, Mr. Sementilli, some event where Monica was in town for one of the memorial services and you went to a bank to look at a safety deposit box.
Yes.
Is that right? Is that correct?
Yes, we went to the TD Bank safe deposit box, yeah.
When was that?
I believe that would have been end of February, perhaps sometime in March. It's when they had visited. It may have been around perhaps leading up to Easter time, around then. Yeah.
So Easter time would be March or April?
Something to that, it was around that time, yeah.
Okay. And did you know your dad had any safety deposit box?
Did I know? No, I didn't.
Okay. So it was Monica who told you that he had a safety deposit box?
Yeah, she said we're coming here to close some accounts that we have left in Canada, including a safety deposit box that we're not sure what we're going to find inside of it.
Okay. And she invited you to go with her, correct?
She said, do you want to tag along? Yeah.
Okay. And you decided to tag along. And Mr. Sementilli, it was you who at some point discussed with Monica about your dad having a second family or a secret life?
No, those thoughts would never have crossed my mind. That came from Monica.
Okay. But you went with her?
Yep.
And you opened the safety deposit box? Mm-hmm. You saw her open it?
Yes.
How was it opened? I shouldn't presume. How was it opened?
How was it opened?
Yeah.
I believe an employee led us into the back. They opened the larger door, full of a room with many small lock boxes, opened it up and showed us inside.
Okay. And there was nothing in it?
It was empty.
And then you described at some point a conversation you had with Monica at the Woodbridge house. That's her mom's house.
Yep, that's right.
And who was there?
It was just me and her having this conversation.
Okay.
It was on the porch.
On the porch, separate from the family.
That's right.
And that's where you say she discussed with you about some stock options?
That's correct.
And did you talk with her about what any of those were worth at the time?
Yes. So I was told that stock options were going to be liquidated to the tune of about $100,000. And I was asked to relinquish my portion of that, of what was due to me, because of the financial struggles, and also because I was due to receive so much more than my half-sisters that it seemed like the equitable thing to do as well.
And so you did that, correct?
I did not, no.
You
No,
didn't do that?
So at the time, in that converstion, I said, yeah, sure, I have no problem with that. But I never heard about it again. I never signed anything. I don't know where that money is. If it's, yeah, I don't know. I never heard about it again. But that conversation happened, yeah.
So the truth is that Monica never again brought it up with you, correct?
That specific thing, I'm not sure. But issues of money came up again. Just whether or not that plan was executed, no, I don't believe so.
Well, you know so, right? It was never executed, correct? You never gave up options that were due and entitled to you, correct?
That's correct. We had other conversations about money, but in terms of that specific plan and its execution, it was not executed, to my knowledge.
And you never turned over any money from what you were receiving from your dad's benefits, life insurance, or anything else to Monica,
That's correct. I never physically handed over any money. I had only agreed to in that one conversation, verbally.
And you were with Monica for a number of occasions memorializing your dad during this period after he was killed?
You'd have to tell me which events you're talking about specifically.
Well, you were not at all of the events?
I'd have to see a list of them all to determine which I was at and which I was not.
Okay. After your dad died, there was an event in Los Angeles at a funeral home, a memorial.
Yeah. Was that in February?
Uh-huh.
I was at that one, yeah.
And then Monica flew back with your dad's body to Canada, correct?
Yep, that's right.
And you were at the event in Canada with her?
The viewings and the funeral there, yes.
Okay. And then Monica returned again on the 1 month anniversary of your dad's death for a mass, correct?
Okay.
Did you go to that?
Yes, I believe so. I think that was at Queen of Heaven too. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Queen of Heaven, yeah, sorry.
Okay. And then you saw Monica after that how many times?
I think it was when I remember there was an Easter visit, and I think the Easter visit was the last time. Yeah.
Okay. And you spoke earlier about you ended up taking your dad's Rolex. Do you recall that testimony? You have your dad's Rolex?
I do. I was given my dad's Rolex, yeah.
And you were given that by Monica,
That's correct.
Yeah. And she gave that to you when you were down at the home after his death?
That's correct. The first time, as soon as I saw her in person for the first time, she had the Rolex in her hand and gave it to me.
And Morella, your aunt, was there?
My Aunt Morella was there along with the rest of our family, yes.
Okay. And you, Morella's sons, Fabio's nephews were there?
Yes.
And there was a discussion about things that the nephews might want of Fabio's?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't part of those conversations, I think. I'm not, yeah. So I
Okay.
guess I'm not going to speculate on that.
But you, Mr. Sementilli, were there when Monica presented you Fabio's Rolex.
That's right, the one he was wearing when he was murdered, yeah.
And you, in fact, asked to take a few other items from Fabio's.
I did, yeah. So
Okay.
I wasn't sure when I would be back next, and that's all I would have from him, right? So those items are still, highly precious items to me.
And that
His
was
scarf,
meaning-
his shoes.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. And that was meaningful to you.
To be able to get some last items from my dad who was taken away from me very brutally, yes.